What if I told you that you could walk through the Titanic right now, exactly as it rests on the ocean floor? Close your eyes and picture it, exploring every single room, every deck, every secret corner of the most famous shipwreck in history, all in breathtaking 3D. Well, you don't have to imagine it, because we're about to do it. A brand new full-size digital scan of the Titanic has been created, and it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. This isn't just a few blurry photos, it's the entire ship, mapped out with insane detail. It's like we have a time machine. This new scan reveals parts of the ship no one has ever seen since it sank over 100 years ago. We're talking about hidden rooms, personal items left behind by passengers just sitting there, and some super eerie details that will give you chills. It's like the ocean froze this moment in time, and we finally have the key to unlock it. We're basically taking a walk through a massive underwater time capsule, and you're coming with me. Forget everything you thought you knew from the movies, because what we're about to see is the real deal, untouched and perfectly preserved 2.5 miles under the sea. And this video isn't just about looking at pretty pictures. We're going to break down exactly how they pulled off this insane technological feat, and I'm going to show you some of the wildest new discoveries. We'll uncover artifacts that haven't been seen by human eyes in over a century, and dive into some of the strangest new facts that scientists are learning from this scan. So buckle up, because today, we are exploring the Titanic like never before. This is going to be insane. So, how in the world did they do this? You can't just take a giant camera down there. This was a massive, insane project. For over 200 hours, 2 remotely operated submersibles named Romeo and Juliet meticulously scanned every inch of the wreck. These aren't your average drones. These are high-tech deep-sea robots that can withstand crushing pressure. They swam back and forth over and over again, capturing more than 700,000 images from every possible angle. It's like they were painting a digital picture of the wreck, pixel by pixel, but in 3 dimensions. The level of detail they captured is just mind-blowing. They didn't miss a thing. This process, called deep-sea photogrammetry, is basically the most extreme 3D modeling challenge on Earth. The submersibles took all those hundreds of thousands of images and stitched them together to create a perfect, photorealistic digital twin of the Titanic. This isn't an artist's drawing or an animation, it's the real wreck, preserved digitally forever. It's so detailed you can zoom in and read the serial number on the propeller. This technology gives us the power to study the wreck without even touching it, which is super important because the ship is literally falling apart down there. It's a race against time, and this scan is our best shot at preserving its secrets. Okay, this is where it gets crazy. Because the scan is so complete, we can now digitally peel back the layers of the wreck and see inside areas that have been sealed off since 1912. For example, the Marconi room, the place where the radio operator sent out those desperate distress calls, is now visible in incredible detail. We can see the mangled remains of the equipment, the spot where the operator sat, sending messages into the void until the very end. Before this, we only had vague ideas of what that room looked like after the sinking. Now we can virtually stand inside it. It's unbelievably haunting. But that's not all. The scan also revealed smaller, forgotten spaces. We're talking about crew quarters deep within the ship, cargo holds filled with unknown contents, and even parts of the Turkish baths that were thought to be completely destroyed. It's like finding secret levels in a video game, but this is real life. One of the most insane things is seeing the grand staircase. The iconic dome that once covered it is gone, leaving a giant gaping hole. The scan lets us fly right through that hole and down into the ship's guts, exploring the different levels of decay. We are literally the first people to see these views. Imagine packing your bags for a new life in America, only for them to end up at the bottom of the ocean. The most heartbreaking part of this scan is seeing all the personal items, just sitting there, exactly where they landed over 100 years ago. The scan revealed dozens of pairs of shoes, many of them lined up neatly, which is just eerie. There's one area with a collection of leather boots, perfectly preserved, almost as if their owner just took them off. These aren't just objects, they are the last traces of the people who were on board. It's a powerful reminder of the human cost of this disaster. And then there are the unopened champagne bottles. It's unreal. In the debris field, surrounded by twisted metal, are perfectly intact bottles of champagne, corks and all. Who were they for? A celebration that never happened. The scan is so precise you can almost read the labels. We also found stacks of dinner plates, still in their racks, and even a pocket watch frozen at the time it hit the icy water. These aren't in a museum behind glass. They're sitting in the dark, untouched. It's like the Titanic is a giant treasure chest, and we're finally getting to see what's inside without ever opening the lid. Alright, some of the stuff this scan uncovered is straight up creepy. Let's start with the bow. It's covered in what scientists call rusticles, these giant, icicle-like formations of rust that are literally eating the ship. In the new scan, they look like bony fingers dripping down the side of the wreck. It's like the ocean is slowly consuming it, and we have a front row seat. The detail is so sharp you can see individual rusticles that have broken off and fallen to the seafloor below. It gives the whole ship this ghostly melting appearance that is seriously unsettling. Then there's the debris field. The scan shows that the ship broke apart so violently that it left a trail of personal belongings stretching for miles. But the creepiest part is seeing things that shouldn't be together. For instance, a child's doll lying next to a piece of heavy machinery from the engine room. How did they end up in the same spot? And the ship's telemotor, the device used to steer the ship, is just gone. The pedestal where the ship's wheel once stood is there, but the wheel itself has vanished. It's a total mystery. Did someone take it? Did it dissolve? The scan gives us the clearest view yet of this mystery, but no answer. Everyone knows about the rich people in first class, but the Titanic was filled with thousands of incredible stories we never hear about. Let's talk about one of them, Joseph LaRoche. This guy was the only black passenger on the entire ship, and his story is absolutely wild. He wasn't a worker. He was a second-class passenger, a highly educated engineer from Haiti, traveling with his pregnant French wife and their 2 young daughters. They were moving to Haiti to escape racial discrimination in France, hoping for a better life. They were supposed to be on a different ship, but switched to the Titanic at the last minute. When the iceberg hit, Joseph acted fast. He woke up his wife, put all their money and valuables in his pockets, and rushed his family to the lifeboats. In the chaos, he made sure his wife and 2 little girls got onto a lifeboat safely. But as a man in second class, he knew his chances were slim. He stayed behind. He kissed his family goodbye and was never seen again. His wife and daughters survived and eventually made it to Haiti. His youngest daughter, Louise, was just 2 years old, but she remembered her father putting her in the lifeboat. It's a story of incredible bravery that was almost lost to history. It's crazy to think that anything could survive for over 100 years, 2.5 miles underwater. So how is any of the Titanic left at all? It all comes down to the unique conditions at the bottom of the North Atlantic. First, it's pitch black. There's absolutely zero sunlight, which means no plants can grow on it. Second, it's incredibly cold, just above freezing. This extreme cold acts like a giant refrigerator, dramatically slowing down the rate of decay for things like wood, leather, and even paper. It's the perfect environment for a time capsule. But the most important factor is the lack of oxygen. The deep ocean water in that area has very low oxygen levels. The bacteria and microorganisms that normally eat away at wood and metal can't thrive down there. That's why we can still see wooden carvings on the grand staircase or the frames of the windows. However, there is one thing that loves this environment: the metal-eating bacteria that create the rusticles. So it's this weird paradox where parts of the ship are perfectly preserved while other parts are being actively eaten away. It's a slow-motion battle between preservation and decay. Get ready for some seriously weird facts that this new research has uncovered. Fact number 1. A necklace was found made from the tooth of a megalodon. a prehistoric giant shark. The scan picked up the necklace in the debris field, and it has this crazy gold setting. Who on the Titanic was wearing a megalodon tooth? We have no idea, but it's one of the most bizarre finds ever. Fact number 2. The ship's hull has a mysterious serial number, ME-1912, etched near the propeller. No one knows what it means. It's not in any of the builder's records. It's a complete enigma. Fact number 3. The scan revealed a strange musical instrument in the debris, but it's not a violin. It looks like a type of accordion or concertina, but it's in a sealed leather case. This means there might have been another musician on board that we never knew about. Fact 4. The ship is facing north. This might not sound weird, but it helps scientists create a more accurate model of how the ship sank and landed, proving some old theories wrong. And finally, the craziest fact, the champagne bottles we saw earlier. Analysis of similar bottles brought up years ago shows the champagne is likely still drinkable because of the pressure and cold. Who wants to try 110-year-old champagne? And that is how we explored the entire Titanic wreck in 3D. How insane was that? Seeing those personal items and secret rooms honestly gave me chills. It's a powerful reminder that behind this legendary shipwreck were thousands of real people, each with their own story. The fact that technology has gotten so good that we can digitally preserve this piece of history for future generations is just incredible. What we saw today is just the beginning. Scientists will be studying this data for decades to come, uncovering even more secrets from the deep. What was the craziest discovery for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you love deep dives into amazing discoveries and fascinating stories like this one, you have to check out the Brightside podcast on Spotify. We release new episodes all the time, covering everything from science and history to the mysteries of the universe. It's the perfect thing to listen to while you're gaming, working out, or on the go. Go give it a listen, and if you like it, please leave us a positive review. It helps us out a ton and lets us know what kind of crazy topics you want us to cover next. Your support means the world to us. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. We are always on the hunt for the most amazing stories and discoveries on the planet, and we want you to be the first to see them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.